Good evening, nymphs and beasties, lords and ladies, and ethereal creatures of the world. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made my wings for Prince Fenris Ravencroft, so I do hope you enjoy that. Yeah, so why don't we get started? Things you'll need. 7 feet of AWG ground wire, sheer fabric, 2 to 4 rolls of EVA foam, crochet thread, rubber/contact cement, scissors and an X-Acto blade, a heat gun, darning needles, and heavy-duty tape. So as y'all can see here, I am currently trying to set up my table and getting ready to have my fabric. Now, I forgot to film and work on bending the wire frame on stream. And I did not get that recorded, but all I really did was kind of make a soft M shape and then attached a U shape at the bottom of that M shape to kind of stabilize it. You'll see it in a minute here. Yep, so right there you can kind of see the U shape at the bottom of the M and how it opens up. Now that we have our frame, we're going to take that fabric and lay it out on the table. We're going to leave some drag and we're going to take that darning needle and thread and just stitch the fabric directly to the frame. And once that's done, you trim off the excess and you fold over the edge with a little bit of contact cement and then stitch over it to kind of lash it down and make sure it stays. That drag is there for a reason. We're going to take that and we're going to slice it up the bottom to make it look like giant feathers and tatter, and then repeat on the opposite wing. And that'll be the base for your wings. So now we move on to texturing the feathers. The feathers on these wings range anywhere from being very, very large to very, very small. And in order to do that, I kind of made some cardboard blanks. You don't have to. You can rough hand sketch them out and cut them out one at a time. And then I took an X-Acto knife and I scored them. And once I was done scoring them the first time, I hit them with the heat gun to raise those markings. And then I went back in with the X-Acto knife in order to give them some more texture and some more detail. I continued this process for about 250 individually cut and carved feathers for these wings. Alright, and here we start stitching on the feathers. Each individual feather was stitched on for the most part. There are some that get contact cemented in place later on. I have found that using the crochet thread with the darning needle was a lot easier than it would have been trying to do with regular thread. The crochet thread's also a lot thicker, almost like yarn, but not quite as thick as yarn, and just a lot sturdier, so it really held the feathers on really well. If you stitch too close to the top, they will rip, so try to avoid that. But this is how the majority of the feathers are attached to this wing frame. Hot glue tends to weigh the frame down a lot more than, say, using lightweight materials like darning needles and thread, as well as contact cement. It's just less volume that you have to worry about, on top of the fact that if you were to take these out to, say, a Renaissance fair or an outdoor event, you wouldn't want to use hot glue because black, in my case, attracts heat, and they could very well melt and start falling apart and shedding feathers at the Renaissance fair, depending on wow, I can't talk, I'm so sorry. Depending on the circumstances and the environment that you're wearing these wings in. Alright, and here you can see I'm stitching the really tiny feathers close to the top of the frame, and there's that little nub exposed. You don't have to attach feathers the way that I do. I did them this way because I was going for a specific look. You can attach feathers to the top in a different way using contact cement, especially if you're going more for the Archangel look with a more rounded top than a more pointed top like I did. I did think I was going to make his claws a lot bigger. And I did use contact cement to attach ones close to the top. I'm sure you're wondering by now, or asking yourself, what is he doing? Well, what I can tell you is that for my wings in particular, I decided to go with more of a Maleficent style, and I made claw caps, where I took some of the smaller feathers after carving out the claws, and I glued them onto the inside with the textures facing out, and then I was able to contact cement them down to the very tips of the wings to secure them on and finish off the wings. It wasn't terribly hard. I do recommend if you're going to do these, use EVA foam EVA foam clay is the word I'm looking for. I'm so sorry. Listen, I don't do tutorials very often, I apologize. But EVA foam clay will make it a lot easier for you to make claws if that's what you choose to do. But it's not necessary, you don't have to make them like this. This was just a personal stylistic choice of mine for Fenris. It has been part of his design for the past 12 years. So yeah. And here are the wings finished. They're slid into the back of a corset. In this particular one, you can add elastic to make it kind of a backpack holster, but I chose not to right here and changed my mind later. Alright, and I hope this tutorial was helpful for everyone. This is one of his 2 outfits. I'm very proud of him. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, feel free to drop them in the comments, shoot me a message, and I will help the best I can. Yeah, these wings took me well over 40 hours to make. There was a lot of energy that went into them. Hopefully, Hopefully, if you choose to make your own, you won't be as nearly insane as I am. And you have fun doing it, because that's the important part, right? Alrighty, guys. Peace out.